Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus giving you guys more than the meta. So guys, I want to go ahead and just show you the defense I like to run online. I use a lot of nickel 2-4. In particular, I use match concepts. A play that I started putting into my scheme is a cover 3 hard flat, but I really run a lot of cover 6 and cover 4 palms, and I'll show you some adjustments that I do. This opponent actually really struggled with me. I think he threw over 4 interceptions with me and ended up rage quitting at the end of the game just because I was getting a lot of turnovers against him. Just to give you a heads up, guys, I'm actually using a totally different scheme that I've done previously before. I'm actually going to be using the Chicago Bears offense is my offense that I'm using right here. This is a new offense that I'm using. I was using spread for an extensive period of time, but now I'm going to be breaking down some Bears playbook schemes, so you guys will be able to go ahead and access that. If you want to see a breakdown of this mega scheme that I'm using with tight end twins, you can go to my Patreon down in the link below. To access information if you guys run the Chicago Bears, if you're looking for something unique and run heavy focus type of stuff. So go ahead and jump into this gameplay. I want to show you how I set up my defenses and then basically how I run this. Because of the scheme I'm running with Chicago Bears, I decided to go ahead and use the San Francisco 49ers. First thing I always do is I put on match. And then when I do tackling, I always go conservative, and then option always conservative. I want to take away the ability for a quarterback to run. That's one of the things I always want to do. And then auto line, always base. I want to give my opponent any kind of a tell on my defense. I want to basically have them make reads after the snap of the ball in this type of situation. So I scored a touchdown against him. He actually kicked off to me. Initially, so he was getting the ball in the second half. So that's usually you've got a player that really knows what's going on when they run in that situation where they win the coin toss and they actually defer. So here's set up my defense. First and foremost, I'm going to take the cover 3 sky out. I'm going to swap that out for this play, which is cover 3 hard flats. Now the reason I use the cover 3 hard flats is because it's good against those mesh concepts that a lot of people like to use. Another defense I jump into is the cover 4 palms, and there's some adjustments they do this. Now with basically cover 6, I want to kind of get a feel for my opponent. Usually what I'll do is I'll take my defensive line and I'm going to shift the line towards the strong side of the formation. So if he does run, it's going to his defenders are not, or his offensive linemen are not going to get leverage against me. Also, when I've got 3 wide receivers, I've got 1, 2, 3. I'll usually zone drop one of my defensive ends down on the outside because I want to take away any kind of a quick out look. So here's the defensive setup with cover 6. One other thing too, if I get the time, I'm going to take this guy and put this guy into a deep third. And the reason I put that guy into a deep third is that he won't. Sometimes there's matching principles with cover 6. He'll come down, and if you got a guy that kind of sticks right here, and then you got another guy that fades up, sometimes this defender is not going to be in position. So I prefer to go ahead and put that guy into a deep third if I have the opportunity. Right here, he gets a good, nice run. He actually had a hole, but my defensive line was able to go and cover that up. Does a little inside zone. Now he comes to the single back wing close, so I think I'm going to stay with the cover 6. Let's see if I make some other adjustments. No, I don't. Right here, I go into cover 3. So I've got hard flats with matching principles coming down, and basically I've got this guy. So if this guy goes vertical, he should match. If this guy goes vertical, I have this guy over the top. And if he goes out, I've got the hard flat that's going to go out. I've also got this hook curl that should basically carry that sideline. My responsibility is to basically really defend this area of the box right here. This is where the weakness is going to be at with the user guy that I'm using. So that's one of the most important things to be good on defense is understand the responsibilities and the weakness of your defense and how it applies to your user. You're going to see in this type of situation he actually throws against me, and you can see this area, this guy is covered up. He's got bracketed safeties over here, and he's got this crossing route over the middle of the field, and that is the weakness of his defense, and I've got to carry that. And he throws in Fred Warner, which essentially is the best linebacker in the game for user picks and stuff like that, so I'm able to go and pick him off on the second play of the game. So that's a huge play for me in this type of situation to get an interception like that, and I'm up 14-0. So on defense, again, I go ahead and set up a cover one hole is my run defense, and then my preference is to have the linebackers blitz, and then have the outside corner playing at man alignment. I could have left the blitz as is, but it's just my preference. And then I always come out of cover 6 as my base defense. I'll show you adjustment on how I run that in a cover 2 match with that defense. So right here, I think I might have jumped into, let's see. Okay, so I'm back into cover, basically cover 3 flats. This is the defense I'm running solely for mesh, playing against mesh, because with mesh, you might have this guy coming out. You might have this guy like doing a little thing right here. You got this guy coming up. You got this guy going, and this guy streaking up. And that's a very hard play to stop with a lot of the defenses using. But this cover 3 hard flats is very effective against it. Right here, he goes ahead and runs a play. I think he's got an in route. He's got a corner. He's got this little slugger route, and I think this guy's going out. And this is a streak, I believe, if I recall the play art correctly. He hits a little route with a running back underneath. Good read by him. Good decision. He actually goes ahead and gets up 9-yard gainer against the cover 3. I was anticipating mesh. He's using that formation with escape, which I think there is a mesh play in it, so I got to be conscious of that moving forward, that he might come back to that. I want to make sure I lock that up. So back to cover 6. Now he goes in open trips. Typically in open trips, what I do is I run cover 4. And let's see if I get this adjustment up. So I'll run cover 4. I got these guys playing deep halves, and this guy's going to come out to a flat. He's going to be a 3 rec, and this guy's going to come out. What I'll typically do is I'll take, if I have the time in the adjustment, I'm going to go ahead and put this guy in man coverage, because if this guy goes out, he's going to match up on that guy, and then I've got basically the threat of these wide receivers coming over or under or deep comeback routes or something like that. And my responsibility is to protect the backside for any kind of over route that goes over off the left. So that's pretty much my responsibility when it comes to this. I didn't get this set up. I actually got this guy in a flat zone. So this is open. And I think what happens is actually he missed it completely. I bailed. I realized I was out of position, so I bailed to actually come back to that. He takes a shot up top with a post, and my defender actually overtakes his wide receiver. I'm able to get another interception against him. So that's the one thing I like about match coverages, cover 4 coverages, palms and coverages and stuff like that. It messes up people's reads. They anticipate they can throw over stuff, but a lot of times with the match coverages, it messes people up if they're not familiar and know how to break it down. So right here, I'm back on defense again. I made a mistake down in the red zone. He comes out into I4 slot. So this is going to be a series in which he actually scores on me. And I would say that the nickel 2-4 defense is really not that stout against the run. So right here, I shift the line off to the left side because he's got an extra blocker right there. I think I pulled myself out of position, so that was just bad gap fit, integrity, run fit. I don't know what I was doing with that type of situation. That should have been probably maybe a 5-yard gainer instead of a 9-yard gainer, or potentially first down. So now he goes into a single back set. Right here, I'm trying to set up the defense. He does a little crossing route, and he catches me off guard. So I've got matching principles, and I think my guys were down a little bit too far. He actually hits me over the top with a huge play and gets us a touchdown against me. So that was just the right play. It was a play animation. He got me out of position. My one defender was actually complete out of position. He was able to go and hit me over the top with this play action deep out. He ran that play stock. So what's surprising to me is I don't think he ever came back to this play ever again. He should have, based on how I was running my defense. So, this guy was not necessarily the best defender. So scores up 27 right now. He's got basically 43 seconds left. I wanted to chew the clock down in this type of situation, but he's got it going to get this. Now, adjustments I like to do with palms coverage. Now, this is meg. Usually what happens is this guy's going to come down. He's going to meg up, down. So regardless of what the guy does, is he's going to come down and match up with this guy. What I like to do with palms is I like to put these guys into deep thirds. And these guys actually play They basically play two, they play 2-1, 2-1. Their responsibility is to really match up those middle guys. And what happens is a lot of times is these guys will go ahead and switch off of people and really mess up your opponent's reads. So he actually goes ahead and hits me with a little screenplay. He's going to come back to this again right here. I overshoot. Once again, bad user by me, but that's fine. I just need to have a sound defense to win these games and an occasional play. But you can see actually he with the screenplay, not a common thing to do, but because I was running the type of coverages I was running, it was a sound thing for him to do. So back at it, same type of a defense. I'm playing deep thirds on the back sides right here, and right here I get a little block shed with my defensive line, get him in a 3rd and 5 situation. So clock is ticking down. Gun spread y off. He doesn't take a timeout. So it's bad clock management, and I just think he's going to try to take a shot up top. Right here, he just throws over the top. I'm able to go ahead and use that away with Wagner or with Warner, and basically go ahead and get another interception. So that's the 3rd interception of the game against my opponent. Right here, up 21-7. This is the first series. This is going to be another series where he actually scores. We're going to see how he scores. One of the adjustments I like to do is I like to go ahead and take my outside defender and actually put him into a hard flat, especially if I've got 1, 2, and 3 guys out here. I want a hard flat because if he does have any kind of out route, I want a guy that's going to get into that passing lane, potentially pick him off, or at least make sure that he can't hit those out little flat routes. He goes with a base play, gets a good block right there, and picks up a first down. So that's the only problem with dropping your defensive ends into zone drops, is that it does weaken up your running game. But he hasn't really been showing me too much that he's running the ball. He's sprinkling it in, but he's not focused on the run and then building off of that. So right here we've got basically a compressed set. 2 running backs. The running strength is on the side, so I should slide this defensive line over. And really what I like to do is I like to go ahead and match this guy up man-to-man on the backside. And then I'm going to go ahead and user this guy and bring him down in the box. So if he chooses to go over the top, I've got this guy over the top. And then I can go ahead and play run support. Cover 6 has got really good run support on the backside, so they've got one of the guys in the run fits. So let's see if I make the adjustment correctly. No, I choose to go and jump into cover 6 or a cover 2 match. So what I do with cover 2 match, with cover 6, this guy's already set in a 3 rec, and it actually activates cover 6. I'll take this guy, put this guy into a deep half. I'll put this guy into a soft squat, and I'll take this guy and put him into a vert hook. And then I'll QB contain if I got time. Now, what I like about this is he has a run fit. He's got a run fit. They're going to go ahead and attack the outside. He's got deep half responsibility. My responsibility is to try to go and clean up the backside run. So right here he goes with the run play, and he picks up pretty good yards, but you can see that the gaps were actually covered up with that, so it wasn't necessarily the cleanest run that they actually can go after. But what I love about this that adjustment, I used to have cover 2 into my adjustments. I would jump into cover 2 and then I make adjustments. I found it was quicker just to go ahead and use cover 6 to jump into cover 2 by making 3 quick adjustments with my defenders on the outside, and it has everything set up a little bit quicker, and it's less adjustments that I have to do. And then when he goes back into the play art, he's going to see cover 6, and it's not going to play exactly like cover 6. Here's an adjustment I like to do with these close sets. So when I see these type of close sets, a lot of times what I like to do is run cover 6, and I'm going to man this guy up and man this guy up. You'll see me come back to this. I think I jumped into cover, basically cover 3 right here. He throws right into my flat defender. He gets away with one. If he waited just a split second more, that probably would have got intercepted. But he goes with tight end angle. This is a play that was spammed a lot in previous Maddens. It was very hard to stop. It's surprising that people still don't use it. It's a very effective play. It's easy reads and easy regressions. Once again, I'm going to come out of the cover 6. Now he's in a trip set. So typically what I like to do is I like to go ahead and run cover 4, palms. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this guy in a flat. I like, if I've got time, to put that guy into a deep third. And I'm going to user this guy and watch this guy coming over the middle field. And if this guy comes underneath, the flat defender is going to catch him on the backside. So my job is to kind of ride this guy up and then come down and play back in the box and pass him off to this outside defender off the backside. So let's go and see this in action. Let's see if I set this up correctly. See if I get the play art. Okay, so this is how my play art is set up when I'm running into these trip sets. And right here, I do a cube contain just to make sure he can't get to the outside. You can see the matching principles on the backside right here. He's got the running back head leverage, but he chooses to throw the guy over the top. This guy kept trying to press over the top of my coverage, but the running back was the right read because that option route actually had it. Shock option, you can give up a touchdown with this route against cover 2 palms or cover 4 palms unless you go ahead and put one of your guys into a deep third. So you got to be very conscious of that. Not something I see a lot online. But the CPU will do it against you, running that play and give up a touchdown. So let's see here. Let's see if I run into cover 4. I'm going to go ahead and see. Okay, so here's my adjustment. I don't know if you noticed this. I basically manned this guy up. I don't know if I had this match. I don't think I dropped this guy on the backside. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to user this guy over the middle and try to protect this deep half and play down to the box if he tries to run the ball. So it gives me a little bit better run support. He goes into a screen play in this type of situation. So now I can backtrack right there, and then Warner's able to go ahead and get a tackle for a loss right there, or for 1 yard. Basically, it's a dead play if you only pick up a yard right there. So now it goes into gun tight, Y off. When I see a formation like this, I should go into cover 3. Based on waiting for someone to use mesh against me. Let's see what I do. Basically, I don't use cover. I don't jump into cover 3. I probably should have done that. And right here actually hits a little crosser underneath it. So I didn't see the play art. He actually got into the play, snapped it. I didn't even have a chance to show you my adjustments, and that's one of the things. I did jump into cover 3. And the problem is that I didn't jump onto this hard linebacker down in the middle, so I didn't really have a chance to do that as I was jumping into it. But I'm waiting for mesh. It's what I'm waiting for because it's a very easy play. It's a very annoying play to stop, and I use the cover 3 hard flats as a way to go and stop that. So gun bunch X next at nasty. I'm going to run cover 6 right here, and then let's see what I jump into. All right, so once again, I've got the strength of the formation, the 3 wide receivers over here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop another zone flat out here at hard flat to take away any kind of fast read. And I'm going to man this guy up. So if this guy goes over or goes in a corner, I'm going to have this guy on top of that. And then I'm going to drop down to the box. This guy should mag up against this guy, should man to man with this guy. And if he tries to come over the middle of the field, I've got that all taken care of. So I think this is a really, really crazy play. So here you go. He goes ahead and tries to throw. He's got a poco route. He's got a corner post route, and he throws over the middle of the field with bracketed coverage, and I don't get the animation. So that's all right. You know what I mean? If you're going to make plays like that, there really is nothing you can do to stop that type of stuff, but it's a type of situation that if he's going to throw it at my user and my user's in the area playing that correctly, I'll go ahead and succeed. I'll be okay with him actually getting those type of BS plays because he's going to get intercepted. So here's a close set again. This is one of those adjustments I like to do with cover 6. I like to take this guy, put him in a hard flat. I'll put this guy into a hard flat, and I'm going to man these guys up on the outside. And this is a deep defender, and then I'm going to use her over the middle of the field. I'm pretty much letting his tight ends do anything over the middle of the field. If he wants to do little hitches, if he wants to do streaks, that's fine. I just don't want this crossing stuff that with these close sets to work against me. So that's how I run this to go defense against these crossing sets. And right here I get a nice little block shed sack. For second and long in that type of situation. He goes into shallow cross. You can see pretty much everything was locked up with the shallow cross. Now he goes into a pistol formation. I think I might have jumped into cover 2. Yeah, this is cover 2. I've got a squat out here. I've got an inside zone. and my job is to relate to whoever the 3 is. So anybody that comes over the middle of the field, I cover up the middle of the field. He actually drops down right here, and you can see my defender actually bit in on the pass instead of going to the passing route. He's able to go and get a completion. That's actually pretty good. So, but I believe I was running cover 2 match, cover 6, just based on the zone drops and on how everything looks at. That crossing route kind of blew everything up with it. So it was a good play to call against the defense I was particularly running. So we're going to the 4th quarter. Really, he needs a score, get a stop against me to basically get back into this game. Gun type, I might run into cover 3. Let's see if I show you the coverage here. I shift my guys off to left for run support. Even though this guy's not running, he's pass first. Right here, it is cover 3. See how this guy comes down? He's out in the flat. He's going up. He's going up. I've got him in a hole right here. My responsibility is to play the middle of the field. And right here he throws into like a C route into my defensive back with the matching principle. So he makes a back read. I'm able to go to get an interception and basically get this guy to rage quit out. So once again, guys, thanks for your support. Until next time.